Welcome to tonight's Sleep Well. Please remember to subscribe and like the video. Tonight, we journey with Alice into the whimsical world of Wonderland. Relax, let the story guide you, and drift into a peaceful night's sleep. Thank you, and good night. Episode 1, the beginning of Alice's adventure. Feeling drowsy in the warm sun, when she sees a white rabbit hurrying by, muttering to himself, curious, she decides to follow him. She falls down a mysterious rabbit hole, tumbling through darkness before landing in a strange hall with many doors. Alice finds a small door and, upon peeking through, glimpses a beautiful garden. She wishes to enter but finds herself too big. After drinking from a mysterious bottle, she begins to shrink, opening the door to Wonderland. Alice is relaxing by the riverbank.
Episode 2, The Pool of Tears and Meeting the Animals. Shrunk to a tiny size, Alice finds herself in a pool of her own tears. Shed when she was too large, she meets curious animals, including a dodo and a lorry, as they all struggle to escape the watery pool. After reaching dry land, the animals suggest a caucus race to dry off, which turns into a nonsensical event. As Alice tries to make sense of the strange customs of Wonderland, she feels herself becoming part of this unusual world, even though things continue to get curiouser and curiouser.
Episode 3, The White Rabbit's House. The White Rabbit mistakes Alice for his maid, Mary Ann, and sends her to his house to fetch his gloves. Once there, Alice finds another bottle labeled "Drink Me." Curious again, she drinks it and grows to an enormous size, filling up the entire house. The rabbit and his friends try to remove her, but she eventually manages to shrink back down and escape. Her journey continues, and she meets new and curious characters as she wanders further into Wonderland.
Episode 4, The Caterpillar and the Mushroom. Alice encounters a blue caterpillar sitting on a mushroom, smoking a hookah. The caterpillar asks Alice questions that make her feel more confused, including the famous "Who are you?" when Alice expresses her frustration with changing sizes. The caterpillar advises her to eat the mushroom, explaining that one side will make her grow taller and the other will make her smaller. With a piece of the mushroom in each hand, Alice gains control over her size, an important skill in this ever-changing world.
Episode 5, The Cheshire Cat and the Mad Tea Party. Alice stumbles upon a grinning Cheshire Cat in the branches of a tree. The cat gives her cryptic directions to the March Hare's house, where she finds a bizarre tea party with the Mad Hatter, the March Hare, and the Sleepy Dormouse. The tea party is chaotic and nonsensical, with riddles that have no answers and time that seems to stand still. Alice leaves the tea party feeling both amused and bewildered, realizing that nothing in Wonderland follows the rules of her world.
Episode 6, The Queen's Garden and the Playing Cards. Alice finally enters the beautiful garden she glimpsed at the start of her journey, where she finds the Queen of Hearts' court. She watches as playing card gardeners frantically paint white roses red, fearing the Queen's wrath if she discovers the mistake. Soon, Alice meets the Queen herself, who commands obedience from everyone, threatening off with their heads at the slightest offence. Alice is fascinated but wary of the Queen's strange ways and the intensity of Wonderland's inhabitants.
Episode 7, The Croquet Game. Alice is invited to play a croquet game with the Queen, but it's unlike any croquet she's ever seen. Flamingos serve as mallets, hedgehogs as balls, and the soldiers stand as arches. The game is chaotic, with players moving at random and the Queen shouting for heads to roll. The Cheshire Cat appears to offer Alice a bit of comfort, but his ambiguous answers only add to her confusion. She begins to feel homesick, realizing that Wonderland may not be as delightful as it first seemed.
Episode 8, The Mock Turtle Story. Alice meets the Mock Turtle, a melancholic creature weirdness of Wonderland and the characters she's met, feeling a blend of amusement and empathy for these curious creatures.
Episode 9. The Trial of the Knave of Hearts. Alice finds herself in a courtroom where the Knave of Hearts is on trial for allegedly stealing the Queen's tarts. The King and Queen of Hearts preside over the absurd trial. With nonsensical rules and ridiculous evidence, witnesses are called, including the Mad Hatter, who provides no helpful information. As Alice watches the proceedings, she begins to grow both in size and in confidence, feeling more certain that Wonderland's strange logic is just a dream.
Episode 10, Alice's Awakening. As the trial becomes increasingly absurd, Alice reaches her breaking point, standing up to the Queen and declaring that they're all nothing but a pack of cards. Chaos erupts, and suddenly, Alice finds herself back on the riverbank, waking up from a fantastical dream. She reflects on her adventure with a smile, pondering the bizarre, enchanting world of Wonderland. With a sense of calm and wonder, she returns to the ordinary world, carrying a memory of her magical journey as she drifts back